What's going on, everyone? So Rui Hachimura has been in the lab working away and working hard. He was working with Phil Handy out in Japan. He just looks ready, sharp, in shape, putting up reps, and is ready to go. And he was huge for the Lakers, right? He kind of had a weird run in the beginning, right? Kind of came in, ended up being a little wonky, I guess. Like he had his moments here and there where it was like, okay, like, yeah, he's good. And then his bad moments, and then he falls out of the rotation. Rui Hachimura even credited and said publicly, I credit that they still gave me the opportunity. I was working hard behind the scenes. I let my work do the talking, and I ended up working my way back in the rotation, and it was huge, right? He was massive for us in the playoffs. And if I'm not mistaken, he has the best 3-point percentage in NBA history in the playoffs, which I think is pretty interesting. We'll see if that can stay relevant. But he's been ridiculous, right? He shoots like 55% in the playoffs from three. But this is a legit guy. I mean, you're talking about a guy, he's 6'8", he's got a 7'2" wingspan, he's strong, he's physical, he's sturdy. I truly believe he is the LeBron James replacement. I think within the next 3 years, we're looking at an Austin Reeves, Max Christie, Jared Vanderbilt, Rui Hachimura, and Anthony Davis starting five. I'm okay with that. I am fine with that. I think that has a world of potential. You have several guys that are more than capable of going off for 20 plus a night. You'd have great defense. Jared Vanderbilt's been working on his three ball too, which I think is great. And Rui Hachimura really showed some real promise for the Lakers, specifically in the playoffs, right? He was okay for us during the regular season. For the Lakers, he kind of took a bit of a step back, but again, he went from being on a team that he wasn't really doing anything on, right? With the Washington Wizards, he played 30 games for them. He was getting almost 11 attempts per game, where for the Lakers, he was getting 8 attempts per game. So you get 3 less shots. He shot about the same from the field. He shot 48.8% for the Wizards, shot 48.5% for us, but his three-point shooting was terrible. His three-point shooting was under 30% until we got to the playoffs. But you also saw towards the back half him working with Phil Handy. Phil Handy kind of fixed his hitch. He had this, the little hitch in his shot, actually fixed it, and it became a lot more smooth, a lot more crisp, and it made him a better shooter. We already know he is absolutely lethal in the mid-range. The guy has one of the best mid-ranges in the league. I mean, the dude is elite when it comes to that. And this is a guy that is, he's 5 rebounds. He's basically a 13-5 guy. Can he take the next step, though? Can he make a leap? Now, a couple things. One, it boils down to what is his opportunity? How much does he play with a roster that is as deep as it is, and pretty much everybody on the roster is playing the same positions that he is? So how much opportunity is there? How many minutes does he play, right? How many shot attempts does he get? All of that. If he's only getting 8 attempts per game, he's basically got to shoot 60% from the field just to get to double digits, right? So, opportunity is a big thing. And I was screaming for this last year, right? Especially even in the playoffs, especially with him having the hot hand. And, Rui's a guy that I want to see the Lakers actually run and call some sets for him. Put him in a position to have some success, right? Like, if you don't give him the opportunity, you don't put him in a position to have success, then what are we doing here, right? Like, having him just standing off in the corner, or having him, just kind of be a distraction or whatever. Like, put him on the block, dump it down to him, especially in the moments where, the Lakers are struggling to score. All teams have those moments, right? Where the ball the rim just seems to shrink and nobody can buy a bucket. Put Rui on the block and dump it down to him and let him go to work. Put him on an island with the defender and let him go to work. Let him use his size and his strength and his mid-range ability to go do that. Run some high pick and pops, whatever. Do what you got to do. But call his number. Give him an opportunity. This is one of our most purest scorers, in my opinion. Like, this is a guy that could just go get a bucket if you need him to. And I'm really hoping that this is the year that the Lakers kind of hand the keys to the young guys, at least during the regular season. Because I think LeBron James kind of just coasts this year. He's also going to miss, 20 plus games. Anthony Davis, same thing, right? And so I do think Rui's going to have opportunity. I do think that this is a great year for during the regular season, allowing D'Lo and Reeves and Rui and Vando, if he develops a 3-point shot, and Gabe and all of these, like, let the core that you have for the next several seasons, let the core handle the heavy lifting. LeBron's still going to get his 20 a night just because it's LeBron James. And Anthony Davis, he'll still get his, 20 plus a night. He'll be the number one option. But for the most part, ride Rui, ride D'Lo, ride Reeves. Allow these guys to really display and gain that confidence, because these are the guys of the future, right? Like, and LeBron isn't 27. Like, if LeBron was 27, and then it's like, oh no, like, LeBron, he's going to take, but he's not, right? Like, he's 30, he's going to be 39, right? Like, let the guy just kind of coast out there, ride your Rui Hachimura, ride your, D'Lo, your Reeves. I'll put Rui in a position to have some success. Allow him, to actually have the offense played through him at times. I'm not saying you have to just, give him 25 shots a game. I'm not saying you have to run your offense entirely through him or anything like that. But I do think, like, this is a legit guy that if he is given the shot attempts, he can deliver, right? Like, he shoots 50% from the field. So if you want him to score 20 points, you only need to give him like 15 shots. So 2 straight years, 2019, 2020. Both years he got exactly 11.4 attempts per game. Both of those years he averaged over 13.5 points. With Washington, he averaged 11 last year before he got traded with the Lakers, averaged 10.5 or 10.8 attempts per game and averaged 13 points. He got to the Lakers and got 8 attempts, 7.9 attempts, and gave 19. So what you're telling me is if he's given basically 15 or 16 shot attempts per game, he is essentially locked to give you 20 plus points. Why wouldn't you want to give him those looks? Why wouldn't you want to ride him and allow him to have that opportunity? Again, when he gets 10 to 11 attempts per game, he gives you 13 points per game. So if he's given 4 more attempts, he's going to make 50% of them. He's going to give you another 4 plus points. So now you're talking, like I said, 18 to 20 points per game. Rui has the potential. He's working and proving it. He's working his tail off, right? I mean, we've seen more of Rui working out, him and Vando working out than anybody. Now, part of that is probably because, they're the return guys that the Lakers are really highlighting and, fans are really pumped about and stuff. So, I mean, there's probably more to it than just that. But Rui is one of the guys that I think could really take over the season for the Lakers. Like, he has that kind of upside potential. There's not very many guys on the Lakers that can completely take over. Like, this, the big concern that I have for the Lakers is, like, who's the closer? Right? Like, we've seen Austin Reeves be able to close down the stretch. But is he the guy that's really closing night in and night out? Right? Is it D'Lo? Is LeBron at 39 years old going to be able to do it? Is it AD? It can be Rui. Again, he shoots 55% from 2-point range. He'll probably shoot, my guess is probably 37, 38% from three this year because he's gotten that improved. I don't think he's going to shoot 55% like he did in the playoffs. So I just think like, okay, he improved his 3-point shot. He'll be better than average. If he can get to like 38%, that's perfect. Like Rui can legit be a guy that can close down the stretch because he's got the size. He's a mismatch for most guys his size. He's got the physical strength to bump guys off their spots. He's deadly and lethal in the mid-range. Can play off the ball, play on the ball. Like, he can be another guy. And look, I think it'll be closing by committee. Right? I think Austin Reeves will play a part in it. D'Lo will play a part in it. I think, LeBron, AD, Rui, all of that. But Rui Hachimura is a guy that you give him the opportunity, he can close this out. So I do. I really do think he has the potential to kind of really take a leap. And I'm not saying this year he's going to be a 25, 30 point a game guy. But I think he gets to at least 15 this year. I think he's at least a 15 and like 6 guy for the Lakers. Again, depending on how much he plays and opportunity. But I think he's easily 15 and 6. And he probably plays around 25 minutes a game. So, anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? Do you think Rui takes a leap this year? Do you think he doesn't? How do you feel about Rui? I'd love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments below.